Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today on Eric on Earth, I'm Eric by the way, we're going to talk a little bit about the Catoma. Catoma is the name of the company, and they've come up with a sleep system for the military a long time ago, and this is what I'm going to talk about today. And this bag is what's called the IBNS, and that stands for Improved Bug Net System. And this was, I believe, was primarily made for U.S. military in their barracks to have a bug net system on their cots inside barracks to keep out mosquitoes and stuff. And this is what that looks like. We'll talk about this in a minute. This is the Wolverine rainfly that goes with this, and it's basically a tarp with a single pole, and this just goes right into it, and you have bug protection plus weather protection. So anyway, this is all held under tension. These are fiberglass poles that go around and shape this. Watch out, Susie. Go on. Go on. So here's the IBNS, taking the strap off, and this is held together all under tension. There's a fiberglass pole that runs throughout this thing, and it allows you to immediately deploy it like that. So you can see fast deployment, and they would put this on their cots, and it's got straps here in each corner that you could strap it down to the cot so it doesn't move around. And I guess the Marines liked it so much they started taking it with them out into the field. It opens up from either side, and these can roll up if you wanted to, and you can tie them back. And the other side, same thing. And you could just roll these up like so, tie them off with these straps. There's also these straps here that tie up to that center pole that runs, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but the center pole runs along the ridge of that Wolverine. And that's that. It's got a single pocket here, and weighs about 1.9 pounds. So let's take a look. I suppose you could cut off some of these straps and shave a little bit of weight. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to fold up the IBNS or Burrow and put it back into its bag. The bag does have directions on how to set it up, and they're sewn into the bag itself. So you just take each end like this, fold it in together so it looks like that. And then push this down like this down in that circle, and this one on top of it like that. It really just takes practice. You just got to try it and do it a couple times. So once you have it to this point, compress the two sides in like this, and it's going to feel strange, and it's going to want to turn in on itself like that, figure eight. And you want to let it do that, and it feels like it's going to break or whatever, but it's not. And then it just folds together like that. Again, let me show you one more time without hurting myself here. Here it's all laid out. This side folds into this one, just like so. Kind of even up the fiberglass rings. Bring this side together. fold this down in like this over on itself, and then I just bring this circle in and this one on top of it, and you just kind of work it until they're all together like this, just big disc, and then push in. You see how it folds in on itself like a figure 8. Just do that and then fold it up on itself like that. And it's under a lot of tension, so you definitely don't want to let it go unless you're ready to. So that's it right there. And you put your strap on for safety. And put it in the bag. That's all there is to it. So next let's talk about the EBNS, Enhanced Bug Net System. And that just means it's this tarp, this fly, this rain fly that goes over it. Let's take a look. This weighs 2.6 pounds, and that's including the pole and the rain fly. Together with the Burrow, it is 4.5 pounds. But opens up just like that. This can be rolled up and tied back. And I guess we'll do that. And inside you can see the Burrow. Let me take the camera in there and I'll get in and I'll show you what it looks like inside. Alright, so you can see it's pretty tight fit, but it's going to be more spacious than a simple bivy sack. And back on that side is door access, a flap access that zips open, and you can put a backpack or some gear over there and keep it out of the elements. So let's get inside and see. Oh, and these straps too, I wanted to show you. Oops. These just hold this up above your head on the pole, and you could tie the pole up and stuff more with some more straps. There's another strap over there, and there are vent holes actually on the ends of this thing too. There's some flaking here of the old tape. This is probably 20 years old. I bought this Army surplus. And all right, let me jump in here. Okay, so I'm about 5'9", and you can see down there my feet aren't touching the end, so it's pretty big, pretty spacious. I think it's like 100 inches long, and you could definitely fit the Rapid, Big Agnes Rapid SL, the long version and wide version will fit in here. I've tested that. And then here's the front of it, or the head part of it. And let me just lay down flat here and show you. See if I can get a good angle here. Okay, so I'm putting this down towards my feet, and you can see, you know, it is a little tight, but again, it is better, definitely better than bivy as far as roominess and comfort, in my opinion. But yeah, so it's nice. I mean, you got this mesh, no seam, and rain protection here. I'll zip this outer shell, outer fly here, closed a little bit, so you get an idea of what it would be like. Okay, so there it is. So I get a better angle there. So there we go. Not quite sure. But it's warming up and definitely getting warm. Okay. Let's get out. And like everything military is just built tough. So it's going to be why some of the extra weight. Tough as hell though. Alright, let's get out. Now I'll show you how to put it up. It takes a few seconds. It's really pretty quick. So give me 1 second here. Okay, so the EBNS or Wolverine comes with a single aluminum pole. And the way I do it is I start with the Burrow first. Now you don't need to use a Burrow with this. You could just use the pole and the rainfly on its own, and I have. But first, what I do is I put it in this little grommet hole on that side, and there's one over here, and I'll show you a close-up. And then I put these straps on here. Like so. Let me show you a close-up of that. So here is the grommet hole I was talking about. So straps right there. These straps right here are used to roll up, unzip the doors of this Burrow and tie them up. And then over here, same thing. I just put that pole right in the grommet. Let's put this back in focus. And you can kind of see that. And this just gives it a little shape for the rainfly, really, that pole. This also has a grommet. So what I'll do is typically take now the Burrow out and then put this in, put the Wolverine rainfly through its own grommet, and I can put it back in here, and it kind of keeps everything tight together. I will take that out again eventually, but I'll show you why. I mean, you don't have to, but I do sometimes. And then the same thing over on this side here. Now I'm going to pin back the back of the fly. Loosely, I guess, right now. And then go around to the front, tack these guys down, and that's all there is to it. I mean, really, not a whole lot. All right, so you get the idea. Now you can take, you see this little bit of overhang here. I mean, this is waterproof. This is the bug net inside of it. So if it did start raining and come down this way, it should just keep you protected. I mean, I've never had a problem. But I have taken out disconnected these two from being together, and it spreads it out a little bit more. Let me show you that. I just disconnected it. You can see it just kind of covers over the bug net now nicely. And we'll do the same thing to the other side. You can see it's sticking out a little bit here. Let me do that. So yeah, not too bad anyway. There you have it. All right, so let me put you back on the tripod. So you might be asking yourself, Eric, why are you doing all this? I mean, I've seen your previous videos with your big three, and you talk about this feather sewn tent back here, and now you have this other shelter with a bug net. The tent works perfectly fine, and you'd be right, and I love that tent, and I will continue to keep it and use it, and it's going to be good under some conditions. But really what I want to do is get into some more cowboy camping and trying to trim down some weight too. Now, the 4.5 pounds with the Catoma doesn't really buy me any weight reduction compared to the Featherstone. The Burrow at 2 pounds or 1.9 pounds is a great little piece of equipment, in my opinion, for ease of setup, and it keeps bugs out, and there's plenty of room inside. You jump in there and be comfortable. So I guess I should clarify a little bit, what is cowboy camping? There might be people who don't know. So cowboy camping, it comes from the old cowboy days when they would lay out their bedrolls and just sleep under the stars. You know, I don't know if it's true, but they say they put like their rope around their bedroll to keep snakes and stuff away. But I mean, as a kid, 40 years ago now, we used to cowboy camp. And now that I'm started to backpack again this year, after 40 years, I really want that connection again, lay under the stars and just gaze up and try to recapture some of that wonder and all that. It's a great feeling to wake up in the morning after sleeping outdoors. You just feel more part of everything. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm trying to go after now. So I want to walk away from the tent, and I need, let me grab the bedroll or the sleep system that I've covered already real quick, just to have it in front of me here. So I want to get into this cowboy camping, and I'm starting to walk away from the tent, and the Catoma system doesn't remove me far enough from a tent, although the buck system would be great in the summer, and I plan to use it for any kind of summer cowboy camping if I don't have a tent or a bug net. This sleep system that I've already covered in a previous video is too heavy. It's 11.5 pounds, and you don't need a bug net with this, because I'm going to use it in the wintertime. I'm going to use it in the late fall and early spring where there's no real bugs, but the elements is what you need to be worried about, and it's just not enough. The only protection you really have is just this bivy sack that's Gore-Tex, and it's just flopped over here, which will work, but I want to be a little bit more comfortable. But I definitely plan on keeping this IBNS bug net system for those trips where bug protection will be a necessity. But it's a good piece of kit. I really like it. The tarp is just a little bit too small for me, and that's going to lead me into my next video where I start getting into tarps because of this. And I also start talking about a new sleep system, because like I said, this is all synthetic, very heavy, and I've always been a synthetic guy, but I started looking into the down for weight reduction and warmth. So anyway, look for that in the next video, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and I appreciate you sticking around and watching it. So with that, have a good one, and I'll see you next time.